Draft of Referendum Ordinance 2025 gets final approval from Council of Advisors. Vote counting for referendum and national parliament elections goes simultaneously, says Law Advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul. Investigation report on fire at Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport Cargo Village submitted to Chief Advisor. No sabotage, fire started from electrical short circuit, says Press Secretary. Prosecution ends opening statement against Mahbubul Alam Hanif and 3 others in case of killing 6 people in Kushtia in July mass uprising. Witness testimony begins on December 8. Verdict against 17 people, including Sheikh Hasina and Sheikh Rehana, in case of for corruption in plot allocation, to be announced on December 1. None involved in politics to be appointed as election observer. Election scheduled to be announced in first half of December, says Election Commissioner. Metro Rail's online recharge service launched. Card can be recharged from home. Kyiv trying to arrange a meeting between President Zelensky and President Trump as soon as possible to end war in Ukraine. Ten people, including 9 children, killed in Afghanistan in Pakistani airstrike, claims Taliban. And Austria will face Portugal in FIFA Under-17 World Cup final. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to News at 10. I am Ruya Zabin. You have just the headlines. Now news in details. The government has given final approval to the draft of the Referendum Ordinance 2025 in line with the July National Charter Implementation Order 2025. The Council for Advisors gave the approval at a special meeting held at the Chief Advisor's office with Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus in the chair today. At the beginning of the meeting, the investigation committee submitted the investigation report on the fire incident at the cargo village of Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport to the Chief Advisor. After the meeting, Law Advisor Dr. Asif Nazrul briefed the media on the matter at the Foreign Service Academy. Senior Secretary of Election Commission Akhtar Ahmed and Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam were present. Dr. Asif Nazrul said, in line with the July National Charter Constitutional Reform Implementation Order, the government has formulated the referendum ordinance detailing the full procedure of how the referendum will be conducted.
গণভোট যে অধ্যাদেশ আছে সেখানে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ যে কিছু বিধান আছে সেগুলি আপনাদের বলছি। প্রথম হচ্ছে গণভোটের প্রশ্ন কি, এটা আমরা আগেও ক্লিয়ার করেছি। গণভোটের প্রশ্ন থাকবে একটি মাত্র প্রশ্ন থাকবে। প্রশ্নটা হচ্ছে আপনি জুলাই জাতীয় সনদ সংবিধান সংস্কার বাস্তবায়ন আদেশ 2025 এবং জুলাই সনদে লিপিবদ্ধ সংবিধান সংস্কার সম্পর্কিত নিম্নলিখিত প্রস্তাব সমূহের প্রতি আপনার সম্মতি জ্ঞাপন করিতেছেন। তারপর সেখানে হ্যাঁ এবং না দুইটা বক্স থাকবে। যারা সম্মতি জানাচ্ছেন তারা হাতে ভোট দিবেন, যারা জানাচ্ছেন না তারা নাতে ভোট দিবেন। প্রস্তাবগুলো কি, কোন 4টা প্রস্তাবে আমরা ওনাদের সম্মতি চাচ্ছি বা অসম্মতি জানতে চাচ্ছি। একটা হচ্ছে ক, নির্বাচনকালীন তত্ত্বাবধায়ক সরকার, নির্বাচন কমিশন এবং অন্যান্য সাংবিধানিক প্রতিষ্ঠান জুলাই সনদে বর্ণিত প্রক্রিয়ার আলোকে গঠন করা হবে। খ, আগামী জাতীয় সংসদ হবে 2 কক্ষ বিশিষ্ট এবং সংসদ নির্বাচনে দলগুলোর প্রাপ্ত ভোটের অনুপাতে 100 সদস্য বিশিষ্ট একটি উচ্চ কক্ষ গঠিত হবে। সংবিধান সংশোধন করতে হলে উচ্চ কক্ষের সংখ্যাগরিষ্ঠ সদস্যের অনুমোদন প্রয়োজন হবে। গ, সংসদে নারীর প্রতিনিধি বৃদ্ধি, বিরোধী দল হতে ডেপুটি স্পিকার এবং কয়েকটি সংসদীয় কমিটির সভাপতি নির্বাচন, মৌলিক অধিকার, বিচার বিভাগের স্বাধীনতা, স্থানীয় সরকার, প্রধানমন্ত্রীর মেয়াদ, রাষ্ট্রপতির ক্ষমতা সহ যে 30টি বিষয়ে জুলাই জাতীয় সনদে ঐক্যমত্য হয়েছে সেসব বাস্তবায়নে আগামী সংসদ নির্বাচনে বিজয়ী রাজনৈতিক দলগুলো বাধ্য থাকবে। ঘ, জুলাই জাতীয় সনদে বর্ণিত অপরাপর সংস্কার রাজনৈতিক দলগুলির প্রতিশ্রুতি অনুযায়ী বাস্তবায়ন করা হবে। এই 30টা প্রস্তাব যেখানে ঐক্যমত্য হয়েছে, প্রথমে বলে ঐক্যমত্য মানে কি। এই 30টা প্রস্তাবে জুলাই সনদ স্বাক্ষরকারী প্রতিটি দল তাদের সম্মতি জানিয়েছে। গণভোটের ব্যালট জাতীয় সংসদ নির্বাচনের ব্যালট থেকে পৃথক হবে। গণভোটের ব্যালটটা হবে ভিন্ন কালারের, যাতে কেউ কনফিউজ না হয়। এই বিষয়ে ব্যাপক প্রচারণা আগামী 2-3 দিনের মধ্যে শুরু হবে। নির্বাচন কমিশন ব্যাপক প্রস্তুতি নিয়েছে, আমি জানি। এই প্রচারণার জন্য আমাদের সরকারের পক্ষ থেকে আমাদের সংস্কৃতি উপদেষ্টা মোস্তফা সরোয়ার ফারুকী আছেন, অন্যান্য যারা কনসার্ন আছেন তারা মিলে ব্যাপকভাবে করবেন। তথ্য মন্ত্রণালয় করবে, প্রধান উপদেষ্টা যে প্রেস টিম আছে সবাই মিলে করব। আমরা প্রত্যেকটা মানুষ যেন এটা বুঝতে পারে এই মাত্রায় প্রচারণা করব, আমরা এই ব্যাপারে দৃঢ় প্রতিজ্ঞ।
নির্বাচনের প্রস্তুতির বিষয়ে বলতে গেলে প্রথমেই আমাকে যেটা বলতে হয় যে আমাদের ভোটার তালিকা, আমরা এখন ভোটার তালিকা আমরা প্রিপেয়ার করছি। আমাদের আপনারা জানেন কেন্দ্র ভিত্তিক ভোটার তালিকা প্রস্তুত করতে হয় এবং আমরা সেই ভোটার তালিকাটা এখন প্রস্তুত করা শুরু করেছি এবং আমার ধারণা যে সব ঠিক মতন চললে আগামী মাসের 5 তারিখের ভিতরে, ডিসেম্বরের 5 তারিখের ভিতরে আমাদের ভোটার তালিকা কমপ্লিট হয়ে যাবে। আর অন্যান্য যে দ্রব্য সামগ্রী যেটা আমাদের লাগে, ব্যালট বক্স, লক, সিল, গালা, আপনার কালি, আঙুলের অমোচনীয় কালি, স্টাম্প প্যাড, এগুলোর পর্যাপ্ত পরিমাণে আমাদের মজুদ এসছে। লাস্ট স্টক যেটা আমরা পেয়েছি সেটাও এখন আমাদের দখলে আছে এবং আমাদের কাছে আছে এবং আমরা এটা ক্রমাগতভাবে আস্তে আস্তে আমরা বিভিন্ন জায়গায় এটা পৌঁছে দেব। যে প্রবাসী যারা আছেন বা আপনার দেশে যারা সরকারি চাকরিজীবী এবং নির্বাচনী কর্মকাণ্ডে যারা জড়িত থাকেন বা আইনি হেফাজতে যারা আছেন, তারা এবার ইন কান্ট্রি পোস্টাল ব্যালট ভোট এর আওতায় তারা ভোট দিতে পারবেন। তাদের রেজিস্ট্রেশনটা, দেশের রেজিস্ট্রেশনটা একটু পরে করব আমরা, এখন বিদেশের রেজিস্ট্রেশনটা শুরু হয়েছে এবং আমরা আশাবাঞ্জক সাড়া পাচ্ছি।
হযরত শাহজালাল আন্তর্জাতিক বিমানবন্দরের আমদানি কার্গো কমপ্লেক্সে আপনারা জানেন যে গত মাসের 18 তারিখে একটা ভয়াবহ অগ্নিকাণ্ড হয়েছিল। সেটার অগ্নিকাণ্ডের আজকে যে রিপোর্টটা পেশ করা হয়েছে, তদন্ত রিপোর্ট, সেটার উপরে আলোচনা হয়েছে। তা এটার যেগুলো চুম্বক অংশ সেগুলো আমি বলছি, যেগুলো ফাইন্ডিংস ছিল। যেটা ফাইন্ডিং সেটা হচ্ছে এটা কোনো স্যাবোটাজ ছিল না, এটা আর্কের পরবর্তী বৈদ্যুতিক আর্কিং এবং বৈদ্যুতিক শর্ট সার্কিটের কারণে এই আগুনটা লাগে। আর আর্কের পরবর্তীতে শর্ট সার্কিটের কারণে কুরিয়ার শেডের বর্ধিত অংশের উত্তর পশ্চিম কোণের পাশাপাশি অবস্থিত কয়েকটি কুরিয়ার এজেন্সির খাঁচাগুলোর মধ্যবর্তী স্থানে অগ্নিপাতের সূত্রপাত হয়।
The newly appointed ambassador of France to Bangladesh, Jean-Marc Charlotte, has expressed France's readiness to initiate a new phase in its bilateral relations with Bangladesh, underscoring the strong alignment of interests between the two nations, particularly in the areas of democracy, development and regional cooperation. Ambassador Charlotte made the remarks during a courtesy call on the chief advisor of the interim government, Professor Mohammad Yunus, at the State Guest House, Jamuna, this afternoon. The ambassador stated that Bangladesh stands at an important juncture as the nation approaches a historic national election. Ambassador Charlotte highlighted Bangladesh's importance within France's Indo-Pacific strategy. As Bangladesh was heading to key general elections, the ambassador shared that some European nations have been confronted to orchestrated disinformation campaigns and efforts to create societal division in electoral context. Ambassador reaffirmed France's willingness to support Bangladesh in its smooth transition from least developed country LDC status and to expand collaboration in addressing climate change impacts. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus welcomed France's commitment, describing the country as a trusted and long-standing partner. He briefed the ambassador on the interim government's reform initiatives and preparations for the upcoming national election. Professor Yunus also reflected on his long-standing ties with France and French organizations forged during his many visits to the country before assuming the role of chief advisor. In the case filed on charges of crimes against humanity over the killing of 6 people in Kushtia during the July 2024 mass uprising, the hearing of witness testimony against Mahbubul Alam Hanif and 3 others will begin on December 8. Following the opening statement by the prosecution today before the judicial panel of International Crimes Tribunal 2, led by Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhry, the tribunal fixed this date. The opening statement was presented by prosecutor Mizanul Islam. In his statement, the background of 3 specific charges, including inciting speeches and the killing of 6 people in Kushtia, was outlined against Mahbubul Alam Hanif and the other accused. Besides Hanif, the other 3 accused in this case are local leaders of the now banned Awami League in Kushtia, Sadr Uddin Khan, Asghar Ali and Ataur Rahman Atta. All 4 accused are currently absconding. The prosecution stated that testimonies of 38 witnesses will be recorded in this case. Earlier on November 2, the tribunal framed charges and ordered the commencement of the formal trial. Later, prosecutor Mizanul Islam briefed journalists. He said that under the patronage of the highest authority of state power at that time, the accused in this case showed no regard for the lives and rights of ordinary people. Instead, to protect their own interests, they stripped people of their rights and lives. Meanwhile, in the case over the killing of 2 people, including Amir Hussain, who was shot while hanging from a roof cornice in Rampura during the July mass uprising, witness testimony against 5 individuals, including former DMP Commissioner Habibur Rahman, continued today for the 7th day. At the International Crimes Tribunal 1, the testimony began this morning. Today, Sub-Inspector of Police Rokunuzzaman gave his statement in this case. Later, defense lawyers cross-examined him. Earlier in the morning, the only arrested accused in this case, Chonchol Chandra Sarkar, was produced before the tribunal. The court has fixed December 1 for announcing verdict on the ACC case on charge of taking allocation of 10 Kata government plots at Purbachal New Town project against 17 individuals, including ousted former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and her sister Sheikh Rehana. Judge of Special Judge Court 4 Robiul Alam fixed the day after argument from the prosecution and the defense. According to the case details, ACC Deputy Director Salahuddin lodged the case on January 13 last on charge of taking allocation of 10 Kata plots at Purbachal through misuse of power and irregularities against Sheikh Rehana. In the case, 15 people, including Tulip Rizwana Siddiq and Sheikh Hasina, were made accused. At the end of the investigation on March 10, Investigation Officer Assistant Director of ACC Afnan Jannat Kea submitted charge sheet in the court against 17 individuals, including 2 others. On July 31, Judge of Special Judge Court of Dhaka Robiul Alam gave the order to start trial after framing charges against the accused in the 3 cases. 32 witnesses gave their deposition in this case. The High Court today set December 4 for delivering its verdict on a writ petition challenging the legality of the process to hand over the operation of Chattogram Port's new mooring container terminal NCT to a foreign company. A High Court division bench of Justice Fatima Najib and Justice Fatima Anwar fixed the date after the conclusion of the hearing on the matter. Senior lawyers Ahsanul Karim, A.M. Mahbub Uddin Khokon and Kaisar Kamal argued for the writ petitioner, while Attorney General Muhammad Asaduzzaman and Additional Attorney General Muhammad Anik Rushd Haq represented the state. The writ petition was filed in July this year by Bangladesh Youth Economics Forum President Mirza Walid Hussain. Referring to a newspaper report titled "Everything is in the New Mooring Terminal, Why Hand It Over to Foreigners?" published on April 26. The petition challenged the legality of the agreement process relating to NCT's operation. The High Court issued the rule on July 30 after the initial hearing. Speaking to reporters, Petitioners' Counsel Ahsanul Karim said no open tender or competitive bidding took place when the previous government signed an MOU in 2019 with UAE-based DP World to operate the NCT. After the hearing, Attorney General Mohammad Asaduzzaman told reporters that no final decision has been made regarding the NCT. The NCT was earlier operated by Saif Bautek. Following expiry of its contract, Bangladesh Navy took over operations on July 7 this year. The Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin has stated that no one involved in politics can be appointed for election observation duties. He made this statement in his opening remarks at a dialogue with election observer organizations at the election building at Agargaon this morning. The CEC said that if those responsible for election observation show bias toward any political party, it will damage their own reputation. Therefore, to ensure a transparent election, everyone must have a clear understanding of the law. The CEC also said that the Election Commission wants to move forward in organizing a fair and proper election by learning from the mistakes of the past. Meanwhile, at the same function, Election Commissioner retired Brigadier General Abul Fazal Mohammad Sanaullah has said that the schedule for the 13th National Parliamentary election will be announced in the first half of December. Within 10 days of the announcement of the schedule, the list of observers must be submitted to the Election Commission. He said that the upcoming parliamentary election will be participatory. The Commission said that no foreigner will be able to act as an observer on behalf of a local organization. They must apply under their respective laws and regulations as foreign observers in order to carry out observation. BNP Standing Committee member Nazrul Islam Khan has affirmed that the party will extend full cooperation to the Election Commission to hold free, fair and impartial national elections slated for February. He made the remarks this evening following a meeting with Chief Election Commissioner A.M.M. Nasiruddin at the Nirbachon Bhavan at Agargaon in the capital today. A 4-member BNP delegation comprising Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi, party's Chairperson's Advisory Council member Ismail Zabiullah, and former EC Acting Secretary Dr. Mohammad Zakaria joined the discussions. Election Commissioner Muhammad Anwarul Islam Shorkar was also present. The senior BNP leader reiterated that the party's cooperation is aimed at ensuring the success of the democratic movement for which it has fought over the past 16 years. The recent powerful earthquake has prompted serious concern among the country's policymakers, in particular the roles of Rajuk and private landlords in constructing earthquake-resilient housing have become talks of the town. Experts opined that comprehensive planning is essential to ensure building safety, reduce long-term seismic risks, and protect citizens. According to Rajuk, many houses in Dhaka have been constructed without following any approved design. Experts warned that ignoring professional guidance and proper design during construction has increased structural risks. They said that when building new houses, it is essential to follow structural design and obtain expert assessments. For buildings that have already been constructed, evaluations should be carried out to determine their safety, they added. Experts also remarked that if a major earthquake occurs, ensuring people's safety must be the top priority. The 16 days observance of the International Campaign for the Elimination of Violence Against Women 2025 began today at the China-Bangladesh Friendship Conference Center in the capital. This year's theme is Unite to End Digital Violence Against All Women and Girls. Women and Children Affairs Advisor Sharmin S. Moshid attended the function as the chief guest, while Women and Children Affairs Ministry's Senior Secretary Mumtaz Ahmed chaired the event. In her remarks, Sharmin S. Moshid said that a new generation of women is advancing in the digital world, but their progresses will be hindered if safety cannot be ensured. Eliminating digital violence is impossible without coordinated efforts from families, society, and the state, she said. The advisor urged all to unite in addressing the rapidly growing threat of digital violence. The Metro Rail's online recharge service has officially been launched today. This service will allow passengers to top up their cards from home. Chief Advisor's Special Assistant Sheikh Moinuddin inaugurated the service at Agargaon Metro Station in Dhaka. Speaking at the event as chief guest, Sheikh Moinuddin said the initiative will bring a significant improvement to passenger services in public transportation. He said that commuters can now use a single card for MRT, buses and water boards. Sheikh Moinuddin added that efforts are underway to ensure the smooth use of the rapid pass across all modes of public transport for passengers' convenience. Road Transport and Highways Division Additional Secretary Nikhil Kumar Dash was the special guest, while DTCA Executive Director Nilima Akhtar presided over the function. A fire broke out in the Korail slum in the capital's Tejgaon area this afternoon. According to Fire Service and Civil Defense Media Officer Talha bin Zasim, the blaze erupted around 5:22 p.m. today. He said that 19 firefighting units rushed to the scene to bring the fire under control. No casualties have so far been reported, he added. Now, international news.